life.
In a few minutes, it's really nice to see everybody around. So it's the Adhan now, so I'll switch off the camera, inshaAllah. People have just finished Salat al-Maghrib and now they're leaving to their hotels. I'll be back very shortly for Taraweeh because it just gets completely packed, so you have to come here very, very early, so be prepared. As you can see, there's a crazy rush here. So if you have female members of your family, you're not going to be in contact with them. So you either need a SIM card or a meeting point for sure. Otherwise you will not be able to find them. And the number of people here is just phenomenal. All the hotels are nearby. So they're all either on one end of the masjid or the other end. So very, very easy to get to the Prophet's Mosque. Around the hotels, there are shops everywhere. So little shops every single corner. So whatever you need, prayer mats are like very, very cheap, like 10 riyal, like £2 or something. So you can get your prayer mats instead of praying on the marble, and you can pick up your hats and everything. Everything's readily available. So food, mainly junk food unfortunately, but you can get everything that you need here, quite readily available 24 hours a day. There is no space inside, so if you want to pray inside you have to come very, very early, otherwise you have to pray outside. So you got to get here literally after iftar. You got to stay here if you want to pray inside the masjid, especially near the front rows. If you're staying all night at the Prophet's Mosque, then you can come to gate 13, where there's rugs and carpets where you can eat all night long. So you can stay here and have some food and stay for tahajjud and then fajr, inshaAllah. There are a lot of distractions here from your ibadah, so you got to be really careful that you don't get tempted to go into the shops. They'll take up a lot of your time, especially your worship at night. So it's a massive, massive distraction from the purpose of coming here. There are a lot of people who don't actually have any food to eat, and so they are actually fighting over small packets of food here. So there's a big argument going on behind me just for some food to eat for sahur. If you like coffee, the queues are very, very long, and this is the only coffee shop near the Prophet's Mosque. So be prepared, if you want coffee you're gonna have to wait a very long time. There are no proper restaurants around here, just fast food takeaways, and if you eat healthy like me, you're not gonna find any healthy food. The healthiest thing, quote unquote healthy, was some hummus with bread, but nothing else really. It's all just junk food and processed food, and that's about it, fast food. But it's really sad because we're meant to be eating halal and tayyib food, pure food, as the Quran tells us to do, and in the purest place in the world we can't find any pure food. That's the irony of it. So either arrange your own or maybe travel a bit further out, but nothing around here. Just walking towards the masjid again. So just see if you need to get here early. Again, every salah you got to get here early to get a place inside the masjid, inshallah. I will try to show you Riyadh al-Jannah. Alhamdulillah, I was there yesterday inside Riyadh al-Jannah, a place which is a piece of Jannah on earth, for 3 hours, but I didn't want to record that. But if I can get a glimpse just to show you what it's like, then I'll try my best, inshallah, to do that. The best time to see the Roda of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is before Fajr Salah, and also for Riyadh al-Jannah it's before Fajr Salah, when people are busy eating for their fast. So it's the best times are those that people are busy, preoccupied with other things. Right now you can see the lines just to go inside. It's extremely busy. You're probably not going to get a chance, or it's going to be very, very hectic. This is my last day in Medina, sadly. On to the Umrah, inshallah. So leaving from Medina to Mecca on one of the coaches, the VIP coaches, that cost about 40 riyal more than the normal ones. Take about 5 hours to get there. You can book a cab, which is about 500 riyals, whereas the VIP coach is about 140 riyals, and a normal bus is about 100 riyals. But the time difference between the normal coach and your private car, the private car will take you about 4 hours, coach, VIP coach about 5 hours, and the bus is about 8 hours. So significant amount of time and distance. So you need to decide on which one's easier for you in terms of traveling, because it is quite a long journey. to take. In terms of the coach service itself, it's not very reliable. So you need to make sure that you book it early and get to the coach station early. I got there this morning and it wasn't open on time, so expect these kind of delays where the office might not be open, or you know, you're having problems. But it's okay if you have your booking. Maybe do it online before you get to the office, but do get there early and don't expect things to run smoothly. Right outside the boundary of the Prophet's Mosque, so the Prophet's Mosque is just here, and on the other side, on the boundary, on the Green Dome side, is a Quran exhibition which is open every day, so you can come here and look at some of the historic Qurans if you're interested in that sort of stuff. There's hundreds of gift shops in Medina, but there are some official government ones called Made in Medina, I think. Medina Made gift shop. So the prices are quite good and the quality is pretty decent as well. So if you want to get things from here, you can. Obviously you can also go to the private shops. I'm in my ihram now and on the coach. As you can see, it's quite a comfortable coach. On my way to Mecca. I won't be recording my Umrah, obviously. It's just a spiritual journey, so it won't be recorded. And inshallah, if I get a chance, I may record the second one for the benefit of people that have never been before, so they can get an idea of what it's like, because I didn't find much on the internet, on YouTube, that I could benefit from. Your coach will stop on the way a few times just to get some refreshments or make wudu or to pray. You will get a chance on the way to stop. There's an hour to go for iftar, and we just saw a truck donating iftar food for free. So they've just dropped some off to our coach, which was nice of them. Allah reward them. Just arrived at Masjid Quba to pray the 2 rakat, inshaAllah. It's actually a very big mosque, not too far from Masjid Nabawi, not too far from the Prophet's Mosque. Actually, I thought it'd be further out, but it's not. It's a quick ride on a cab. Is behind me about the rewards of praying at Masjid Quba and the reward of Umrah if you pray your 2 rakat here, but you make your wudu at the hotel and then come here and pray. Just like anywhere, make sure you take a licensed cab. There are some scare stories about unlicensed cab drivers stopping the car in the middle of the road and then overcharging, or even taking your stuff, or even as bad as kidnapping. So just be careful when you are out here that everything's licensed. There's no comeback. There's really no regulation or laws that you can go and chase up things here, because the bureaucracy, there's a lot of red tape. It's very difficult to chase things up afterwards. So just got to be very, very careful what you do. This is the mosque of Qiblatain, of the 2 Qiblas. So just visiting historic sites. I think it's important that we visit and revisit our history, so we know the places in the Seerah, just like we do when we visit other countries and see historic sites. It's very important to see our own history and our heritage, and especially our youth and kids also need to do the same. Behind me is the location of the Battle of Khandaq. So there was a mountain behind, and then the Khandaq was dug, the trench was dug in front of it, so it's a good defense. It's nice to see this location where the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba built the defenses for Medina in this crucial battle. Behind me is the Mount Uhud. It's absolutely huge. I had no idea that this was where the battle took place. It's a huge mountain, treacherous and dangerous, and you can only imagine how difficult it must have been for the Sahaba to fight in the heat on a mountain like that. So it's been amazing to come and see this place for myself. So I definitely recommend you seeing the sites that will inspire you with the seerah itself, so you can actually try to appreciate the efforts of the Prophet ﷺ and his companions. Whenever you go in Makkah, you will see this building. You cannot ignore it, and it's actually just almost a stone's throw away from the Kaaba. From the entrance of the shopping center and the clock tower, if you turn around, you see the Kaaba right in front of you. So it's that close, and so the impact of it when you come here, I'd like to tell you more about it.